Skinner on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.
There you go. It's the Christmas podcast from...
Stop doing it now, Gareth.
Yeah, stop doing it. Stop doing it. It's hard to put them down, isn't it, once you've stopped doing it? Yeah. Really putting them down is the stopping of the doing it.
Look this. Look this. This is me throttling a reindeer.
Oh.
I like the way that they're modelled on the Brussels sprout vine. There's the main stem, and then the clustered bells around it. Yeah, I don't know if that works on radio. We're not on radio. We're on the computer
Podcast.
Yeah.
Where did we get those jingle bells from?
We got it from the shop round the corner. Foot's. Was it Foot? Yeah. Yeah, they loaned them to us.
They were very kind of them to loan us.
Because Gareth premiered his Christmas song.
On his instrument.
Yeah, on his omnichord.
Yes.
And I must say, I cried like a baby. Honestly, I went... Which
Grotesque baby.
Yeah, some people stared at it. And so it was a fabulous... I mean, we had... Well, let's get to the bottom of it. We had Joey Tempest on, the lead singer with Europe.
Amazing hair.
Yes.
He was a lovely man.
He was a lovely man.
I liked him. He had very good energy.
Diddle-da-da-da. Diddle-da-da.
That'll be a good song for the last episode of Countdown.
It would. Do you think they'll do it?
Yeah.
I was going to say that, but I think we did one too many. Well, that would have been one too many final Countdown jokes.
Oh, I think he was all right with the final count. In the end, he was doing it himself. Yeah. Also, we established the fact that they have a thrive. We don't want to talk about the whole thing,
No.
do we? Don't want to give the game away. I enjoyed it very much. Although I don't know if I've had too much chocolate at the pantomime, but I felt very overexcited. When you get overexcited. Yeah. I was like, when kids on Christmas, say Christmas Eve, and then when it comes to Christmas Day, they've worn themselves out. I felt like that. I feel like I'll feel a bit sick after.
Yeah.
And you had a little tantrum, like kids do when they've had too much chocolate.
Yeah,
There's a feeling where...
You took my shoes off when I was kicking on the floor. That was sensible. I think you also didn't you also lick the corner of your handkerchief to clean my face at one point? Yeah, I like that though. Anyway, it's splendid, and we do say it at the end of the show, but just in case you don't get that far, Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
No, Merry's better.
No, happy.
Absolute Radio.
Ooh-ah! The crusade continues. You've got it. We can stop the terrible Joe, Ice Joe, from the X Factor. Oh, who's got his own... He's actually editing the Showbiz page in today's Sun. Sorry, this is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. But why interrupt things with that sort of nonsense? Emily's here and Gareth. But listen to this. This is Joe, who listened to that track for the first time yesterday. Joe won the X Factor. And he says... This is Joe. "They can't be serious. I had no idea what it sounded like. It's dreadful, and I hate it. How could anyone enjoy this?" And wait for it. "Can you imagine the grandmas hearing this over Christmas lunch?" You know what, Joe? It's not just grandmas who listen to records. That's what you got to realise, right? It's not for the grandmas. They've had their days. Oh, can you believe that? Oh, I want the grandma. Shut up!
Poor Joe.
No, poor... Did you see, Joe, when they actually... just before, on the final, they showed a little clip of his family saying, "Joe, we're so proud of you, you've made us so much." And they'd just done it to the other guy, Ollie, and Ollie had wept. I mean, he wept. He turned to Dermot Leary and said, "What are you doing to me?" I mean, it was terrible. I cried. And then they showed Joe's family saying, "Oh, Joe, lovely Joe." I cried. Cheryl had to go to her dressing room. She cried that much. She had to go and have her ducts cleaned by some sort of specialist. But Joe, nothing. He just looked.
No, I mean, that's the point of the whole thing. He just wants to get away from those terrible people.
That's,
that he's related to.
His Geordie relatives.
Well, I'm sure they're not terrible people. But he had that look, which was, "I've told you never to call me at work." And that's what it was. It was absolute. And there's a terrible bit where he thought, "Oh, I better look upset," and he tried to brush a tear from his eye, but I mean, there wasn't one. And you heard this of the terrible dryness of his android face, untouched by emotion.
Is it like when I try and brush a tear from my eye?
Well, yours is more the thick, glunging sound of foundation. But other than
You started early.
Yes, I have. I tell you early I've started. Listen to this.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Oh,
There you go, it's
oh,
Christmas.
that's nice. That's Christmassy.
That was the Fall.
Oh, you're kidding. I
Yeah.
never would have
The
guessed.
Fall have done quite a few Christmas tunes.
I thought it was Perry Como.
Brace yourself.
Hark the herald angels sing.
That's horrible.
Imagine that good on our... That's horrible. You sound like Joe. Going back to Joe on the Beast paint. Joe has only just worked out an autograph style. The X Factor people told me I might have to sign my name. I'd never practiced my signature before, so I've been working on one for the last 2 weeks. It's a strange thing I have to do. Yeah, don't worry, you'll be doing it once a week.
It doesn't sound
soon,
like that.
down at the Dole office. So you might as well get used to signing things. So anyway, yes.
Can I recommend he does what I did when I was in Dare the Triffids? Yes, I was in Dare the Triffids. And I went for pound milli. I signed it like that. I did a pound sign. So just a little flourish is what he should do.
Pound Millie? What are you talking about?
That's how it looked. Emily, I did a pound sign for the E.
Right. In some terrible I'm going to be really rich now
Yeah.
I'm a child stuff.
Yes.
Boy, did you ever get that wrong.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Oh, my God.
You know who our guest is today? What about this? Our guest is Joey Tempest, the lead singer from Europe.
Oh, I used to love them.
Oh, God, we all love Europe. How many tracks can you name? What about... Just as a starter.
Whereabouts in Europe is he from?
He's from Sweden.
All right.
Stockholm. That's in Sweden.
Yes, we're going to keep Schvintarik Street. We're going to keep. We're going to keep. It's like a sort of a thing closing in now on it. Number 7. Okay, that room that overlooks. Not the one that overlooks the back. It's at the back, but not. It's not the one that looks straight onto where that pylon is. It's the one where the curtains are pulled to one. That room. Yeah. Okay. I'm excited about him being.
Is he going to have lots of hair? Are we going to have a hair off?
I'm hoping he'll have shades on. It's no point.
Oh,
having a
I
rock
hope
star,
he's got
yeah.
shades
Oh,
on.
he'll have-
Leather trousers. Will he have
Oh, I
leather
hope he's got
trousers?
leather trousers
I don't know
on.
if he'll have, I don't want the squeak of leather trousers. I'll have to take that out in the edit. Anyway, it's...
Saturday morning!
we haven't forgot the old jingles, Gareth. We haven't forgot. Don't think we've forgotten them. We haven't. We've just replaced them with the odd...
No Christmas for donkeys! No Christmas for donkeys!
No Christmas for jockeys.
Yeah.
No Christmas for John Cleese. What was it?
Yeah, John Cleese he's converted to the Jewish faith. I don't know if you saw that in the papers. And jockeys have said that they're not going to celebrate it this year as a protest against climate change.
What is that song?
It's called No Christmas for John Keys.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's sort of a way of saying junkies. But I could be wrong. I don't want to put words in
Oh,
the
that's
man's mouth.
Christmassy. Merry Christmas, baby Jesus.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all our listeners. That's what we're supposed to say, isn't it?
Frank, we've had 2 texts in from
2
Nana.
texts
from
already. God, the creditors hounding me at my very fireside. What do they say?
Well, they're both from Nanas,
What, Nana Muscuri would be one. Who would the other one be?
saying, I'm a gran and I listen to it. This is all about Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, okay.
And there's another Nana.
What's the name, that Nana?
Oh, the Nanas remained anonymous.
Oh, okay.
Another anonymous Nana says, from a Nana of 8, we don't lose our taste in music as we age. I love Rage Against the Machine.
Well, there you go. You see, so Joe McElderry shouldn't stereotype nanas as only listening to Miley Cyrus covers. They actually like proper music. Well, it's an honour to hear from you two. I say it's an honour. Thanks for texting in.
Have you got any Murray mints?
Yeah. If you got any jam, send us some of your jam.
From
Or the little bit of material around the top of the elastic band. You know.
Oh, yeah, I know
What
it
is that about? Because I used to think, they're saving on lids, and then you take that bit of stuff off.
Is there a lid underneath
There's
it?
a lid underneath.
Oh.
So what's the point in that?
It's affectation, really, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's senior affectation. Sorry, Gareth, what was you going to say?
No, nothing. It's gone now.
Oh, well, don't look at me
Moment's
like
passed. No, it's
that,
fine.
that would have been the best thing ever said on radio, and I killed you. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay. We went out without Gareth this week. Oh, can I just tell you something my girlfriend said?
Go on.
It's really made me laugh. This is a complete throwaway line. She said to me, God, I don't know how they manage in the third world without Lipsil. I thought in a list of things we need, if you sent a to-need list to the third world, how high up do you think Lipsil would be? Anyway, we went out. I'm sorry, but we did go out without Gareth this week. He was invited, but why couldn't you come?
I had to gig.
Okay.
On the same,
I don't believe that.
Oh, no, I
It was when he found out we were going to Panto in Milton Keynes. He was mysteriously unavailable.
It wasn't cool enough for Gareth.
Yeah.
Definitely there was a chance a gig would come up at any moment. My friend used to say that chap lips were... My friend Alex at school, he said chap lips were the worst disease known to man.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you
like
thought
that.
that was such a mighty saying that you thought, I better credit him properly before I say it. I better make sure it was Alex from school. I'd only phone up and saying, I can't believe you're using my stuff on the radio and not giving me a proper credit.
Absolute Radio.
So, Robbie Knievel, this is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio in case... well, what could have happened? Perhaps you've gone into a shop and thinks, ooh, who's that? Well, this is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. And Robbie Knievel, who is the son of Evel Knievel.
Oh, well, I hope so. That would be a bit of a weird coincidence.
Yeah, I think he's one of the Buckinghamshire Knievels. And nice bloke, but I wouldn't want to look for him in a haystack. He's going to jump 16 buses. When I say jump, I don't mean doing that thing of getting on the back door of a bendy bus and not paying. I'm just going to jump them.
Like youths do.
Yeah,
like Gareth
exactly.
does.
Well, no, everybody does. I think I'm the only person who pays on bendy buses. Me and my girlfriend. I feel like such goodies. Everyone gets on the back and...
I don't think I've ever been on a bendy bus.
No, that does not surprise me. So, so he's going to jump 16 buses on his motorbike, which is, I mean, it is... I'd like to see... Obviously, there's a part of you that wants to see a bit of a crash. But I'd like to see him do it.
Yeah, it's Formula One syndrome, isn't it?
So our phone in this morning is, what's the most buses you've jumped on a motorbike? This will be another one for the nanas.
Yeah.
It used to be very popular in the 60s.
Scott has texted in, Frank, it's not just nans who like Rage Against the Machine. I'm a granddad at 40 and I've seen them twice live and they're top class.
Scott.
Twice live. A granddad of 40. Scott.
Must be a relative of yours, Frank.
I'm loving you, Scott, for not hanging around.
Yeah.
You've taken this climate change thing completely to heart. We better get going, kids. Come on. Brilliant, Scott. Well, that's good.
Good on him.
It's all a myth about... Because, young people do like Miley Cyrus, don't they? Don't they?
No.
I mean, I like
Don't look at me.
I like Miley
I'm not
Cyrus
young, am I?
from a telephone photo in the shower type of a thing. But I don't... who's going to say, oh, this is my first chance, my big single. I'll cover... I'll play safe. I'll do a cover version. Where shall I go? I have the whole world to choose from of people I could cover. Well, let's start with Miley Cyrus and see what track she's got I could do. Yeah, good idea, Joe. Silly.
Silly.
Can I read a bit more of
You're
Joe?
9 years old. You silly Billy.
This is another bit of Joe in Bizarre. I'm obsessed with Joe in Bizarre.
Yeah.
I'll read the whole damn
I
thing
like Gordon
before the
Smart,
end.
who writes Bizarre.
Joe got the call of a lifetime yesterday from Disney bosses. Oh, it's the Bambi call. I knew he'd be offered the Bambi live. No makeup required. And, they said they want to have a meeting with Joe, the Disney people. Oh, Joe, where's your soul, man? Somebody told me that they was with... what was the name of the bloke who did... oh, come on, give me a prompt.
Oh, it's like being with an old nana.
Yeah. What was that thing that was... It was set in Cuba, and it was a very famous film, documentary film, about the old musicians.
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, you... Yeah. Ry Cooder.
Oh, okay.
This bloke was with Ry Cooder, right? And... the manager said to Ry Cooder, oh, you've been offered $1 million to play at Euro Disney. And he said, Ry Cooder said, I don't twang for the mouse. That's why Ry Cooder is not editing today's Bazaar. That's my theory.
Hark the herald angels sing.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily and Gareth. I didn't forget. I looked at... Oh. So, and it's Christmas, apparently. It's on the verge. We're on the cusp. Yeah. And Joey Tempest from Europe is our guest today. He'll be in.
He's in the building, I think.
He's in the building? Oh, my God! That's fantastic news. It is very exciting.
I saw a little bit of hair a flash of hair as he walked past.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. If he came in and he had no hair, I'd be genuinely surprised. But you never know, do you? You never know what look people are going to go for next.
Yeah.
So we went to the pantomime, we were saying. We went to Milton Keynes. Gareth didn't come because he had a gig, supposedly.
Yeah.
He had a gig the way Neil Francis was snowed in this morning.
Oh, poor Neil Francis. I think he was snowed in.
Where does he live? He lives in Camden or something.
About a mile away, but you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we went to the panto,
He's
Gareth.
got a snow machine, which he said has been getting recklessly out of control just lately. I suppose he thought, I'll just put a bit on the tree. Oh, my God, what's happening? It's some kind of a homemade blizzard. Neil, we can't get out the house. Oh, I'm sorry, kids. It's the snow machine. I warned you. Anyway, yeah, so we went to the pantomime. I went mainly because Mickey Rooney was in it. Do you know Mickey Rooney?
Mickey Rooney from Pete's Dragon.
Was he in Pete's Dragon?
He's
Was
in
he?
Pete's Dragon.
I didn't know he was in Pete's
Frank
Dragon.
and I remember him more from the 1940s when we were
Yes,
young.
exactly. I remember him with Judy Garland.
Yeah,
when we were kids,
yeah.
in the Andy Hardy films.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not plugged often enough on Absolute Radio. I always think, what, another show with no Andy Hardy mention? I often say at home. Yeah,
Mickey's
so
now 89.
He is
we should
89,
add.
and fair play to him, he looks it.
Yeah.
Because you see some 89-years-olds only look about 87.
He certainly looked it when you started shouting out, Rooney,
Well,
Rooney.
you got to encourage him at that age. He played Baron Hardup in Cinderella with Bobby Davro.
Yes.
As Buttons.
And Anthea Turner.
Yes, we didn't get through the whole cast list. I
Okay.
think you've said Anthea Turner. Half our viewers have gone at a stroke. But it was so exciting to see Mickey Rooney. And the thing was, when Prince Charming came on, I said, hold on, he was on our train.
Yeah, he spoilt the magic a bit by telling me that. He went, wasn't it the Filler or Hot Train?
Yeah,
Really?
Prince Charming arrived on our train. You know,
Wow.
the Queen went on the
Yeah.
train this week. It's been a week for royals. And who was Prince Charming?
It was Kavanagh, who was a pop star in the 80s.
Kavanagh.
In the
yeah,
90s, I think, yeah.
remember that, I think.
Hey, it's Joe in Bizarre. Gentlemen prefer blondes, and Joe is no exception. Aye, he admitted that his dream woman is chart topper Pixie Lott. I really fancy her, and she's lovely, apparently, he said.
Really?
Pixie Lott. Sounds like a sort of parking area at Santa's Grotto. Any sense, Joe, and his blatherings? He's just saying anything. Quick, write it down. He's hysterical. Yeah, I wish you'd have come there. It was a really great night. I've never eaten... I bet I ate more sweets at that pantomime than I've ate in the whole decade.
Oh, really? Did they throw them out?
No, they didn't
Or
throw
you
it. I
bought
threw
them?
some out on the train
Okay.
on the way back.
And Frank got recognised a couple of times. But
Oh,
didn't
well.
Oh,
couple
no,
of
he
times.
didn't.
No, I probably got recognised thousands of times. Just only people had the courage. Only a couple of people had the courage. I say courage, I mean drink. Yeah, I did. I did.
There was one woman who'd had a few drinks who came up to him, which I thought was a bit weird at a kiddies panto.
Well, yeah. How do you get drunk at a panto?
I know.
Must have been wine gums.
Absolute Radio.
If you think, by the way, that Garrett's a bit quiet this morning, he's a bit tense.
Oh, a bit of
Yeah.
a cold.
You're a bit tense.
He's got performance anxiety.
Yeah. Why is he a bit tense? Emily, why is Gareth a bit tense?
Because he's going to play us a song later.
He's going to do a brand new Christmas song. Heard for the has anyone heard this in the world apart from you?
Yes, some people have heard it.
Oh.
Laura's very important in my editing process.
Laura's your wife, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, so your wife's heard it.
Yeah.
And Ethan, the baby?
He won't have it in the house. He won't have it around.
Oh, no,
him.
He's very demanding, that
He's
baby.
quite strict.
Got a temper.
Should we explain, Frank, what Gareth plays it on? Because people might not know what it is.
What is your instrument, Gareth?
It's called an omnichord.
Is it?
It's like a Casio, like those machines you'd get in the 80s.
It's not like a Casio, is
Well,
it?
it's like do you know what an auto harp is?
No.
June Carter played one
Oh, did she?
in that film.
Oh, yeah,
Not
in
June
Walk the
Carter.
Line.
Yeah, and in real life as well. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
was
a
it-
harpy thing.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, like Mother Mel thingy,
Yeah, that's
Mother
right,
Maybelle
yeah.
Carter used to wear.
But it's an
like-
electronic version of one of
Yeah.
them.
Do I sound like I know what I'm talking about? I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. Is that it? Does it sound like... I know that's the human voice. Oh, God, I've got so mixed up. I can't tell you.
And we've got
Oh,
an
that's
amp
great.
in here, so it looks all muso for Joey, which I'm pleased about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It looks a bit rock and roll. We've got the tree up and everything.
That tree is disgusting.
No, that is a bit rubbish.
It's sort of like, Albert
the
Tatlock in Coronation Street. That's the sort of tree he would have.
That's what
it's
it
like
looks
an old
like now. I thought you were going
man's
to say.
an old man's plastic tree.
Oh, that's the absolute tree. Don't give that a hard time. There was a reindeer. Honestly, there was a little reindeer. I've been looking for it all morning.
Oh,
Where is
God.
that? Where is that reindeer?
Will you ever stop playing this?
Where is it?
That is the music from the Deer Hunter.
The reindeer hunter, I'm calling it this morning. Yeah, so tell us about your dream, Gareth, because this is important.
I had a dream when I woke up yesterday morning that young and old could join hands.
No, it's not that dream.
No,
not that dream.
One. Okay. It was that I woke up and Jimmy Carr was on stage in the dream, and he told the setup to a joke.
Right.
The setup was he held up 2 pieces of meat, one in each hand, and said, "I can hold 2 pieces of meat at once."
Right.
But then, I woke up as he was doing the punchline. So in the dream, I was like, "Oh no, I'm going to miss the punchline. I'm waking up."
Yeah.
And I never found out what the punchline was.
Yes. So, but it just so happens we know someone who knows Jimmy Carr, don't we?
Yeah.
Would that be me, friend to the stars?
Of course.
Showbiz Emily.
So even though this joke obviously had never happened, it wasn't one of Jimmy's
No.
jokes, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
As a challenge, Emily phoned Jimmy Carr while we were out at lunch yesterday and said to him, "Go on, what you
Jimmy,
tell us."
can you finish this joke?
Yeah.
You actually said finis. Didn't that worry him? in
I'm
some way?
Norwegian.
Okay, yeah.
And he said, Gareth,
He said, the stakes are even.
that's
So-
awesome.
Which
Good,
is
that's
a-
off.
which is a good-
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Jimmy Carr at his lightning best. Absolutely,
Yeah, I was very
fabulous.
impressed by
so
that.
we thought we'd have, as well as how many, and we're going to read out a couple of how many buses you've jumped. We'd have had some proper responses.
Yeah.
If you want to come up to a punchline, if you can beat Jimmy Carr at his own dream. So what's the setup again?
So
Gareth?
it was, I can hold 2 pieces of meat at once.
Yes,
the
and then
stakes
you
are
need a
even.
punchline, right?
Yeah,
but
here's
keep
the-
it clean. We can't
Yeah,
read it
no.
out if it's about.
can't
Well,
read
you
filth.
know.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
I'm quite excited. Why am I quite excited? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Gareth, our lovely Gareth, is about to premiere his Christmas song, and me and Emily are on the bells. Have you got your bells ready?
Yeah, I got me bells.
Okay, so this is Gareth with Christmas Calm Down.
That's right. That's the sound of the omnichord. It's the feeling that comes the same time each year. After the presents and the Christmas cheer, it's supposed to be cozy and quintessential, but now you feel hollow and existential. Santa watches TV like a slob. Rudolph treats himself to a nose job. After the excitement of Christmas morning, Frosty tries to hide from global warming. It's the Christmas come down, makes you want to down a gallon of sherry and drown. When you feel the melancholy setting in, eat about 40 biscuits, then open another tin. It's the Christmas come down, because everything is bleak. At the end of the day, it's just another day of the week. Especially if you're an atheist, a Jew or a Sikh. Your presents are rubbish, no one took a hint. The wrapping paper adds to your carbon footprint. Your family just sits around and sigh. You didn't see them last year, now you remember why. You make a mental note of gifts to take back. Either granddad's snoozing or he's had an attack. This year no angels have appeared, except to Auntie Glad, but she's a bit weird. It's the Christmas come down, more depressing than the smell of your dad's dressing gown. When you feel like you're losing the will to live, don't take the pills, Christmas is a time to give. It's the Christmas come down, because possessions can't satisfy. Well, maybe for a bit, but they're pointless when you die. It's the Christmas come down, earth. It's the time of year then we celebrate the virgin birth. Sorry, I got that bit wrong. Do that again. It's the time of year when you celebrate the absolute birth.
Oh, a star is born. How marvellous.
I love that, Gareth.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio, and and that was Gareth's fabulous song. Well done, sir.
Thank
It
you.
was marvellous. I must admit, I very much enjoyed my...
Oh, you loved yourself
Good
doing
bell
that,
ringing,
didn't you?
very
It's, what
good
an,
bell
it's an instrument you can just play instantly. Rudolph the Red. No, so say that works as a compliment. And he knows he could do anything.
We were very good as backing artists, I think.
Yeah, you're very good.
When you're weary, feeling small. Say anything, who bothers with guitars? So, look, we asked, Gareth had a dream about Jimmy Carr, in which he was standing on stage. What? That's true, isn't it?
No, but that's one of the more bizarre moments. Well, the phone this week is that Gareth had a dream about him. That's really...
And Jimmy Carr said, what did he say again?
He said, I can hold two pieces of meat at the same time, and held them up.
Yeah, and then Gareth woke up before the punchline. We've asked you, our beautiful listeners, to supply some punchlines. How's it going?
I have to say, they have surpassed themselves, the listeners.
You don't have to say. I know it says that in the contract, but no, there are loopholes. No, go on, carry on.
Andy in Newcastle says, I can hold two pieces of meat at once. Mum always said I was ham-fisted.
That's very good.
Andy in Newcastle. Karen, just Karen. A bit like Madonna, just the one name. She says, I can hold two pieces of meat at once. It's awfully hard to balance. Oh, Karen. I see what you did there, Karen.
I hate it when people say, I see what you did there. Because they never did. They're people who can't think of a joke themselves. Like people say...
How dare you?
You know when people say, I knew you were going to say that, I think, yeah, right, you know.
People generally do know what you're going to say because you're so predictable.
Yeah, well, how come they aren't millionaires? Oh, hold on a minute. I think I'll win this back.
Oh, it's so
It's okay, don't worry, because you're not a millionaire anymore either, from what I've been hearing. Anyway.
Well, I'm leaving with my friends, the Morris dancers. Come on, lads, let's go. Yeah, let's get over here. I've had enough. Let's leave now. Come on,
Do you want to hear more
punchlines.
jokes? Dick O'Neill says, I can hold two pieces of meat at once. Does that make me ambidextrous? Very good.
That is very good.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. And there's someone called Frank, who's actually very funny, and he says, I can hold two pieces of meat at once, but I'm struggling to make ends meet. Oh. We've got one more.
Hold it. I'm still thinking about that one.
That's good.
It's not rude,
we should
don't
workshop
worry.
that one slightly.
Yeah,
There's
that's
something
right.
there, definitely.
Yeah.
Mark Davis in Nottingham, the punchline has got to be, I'm double jointed.
Oh, that is a cracker.
And
No,
then
I really like
Yeah,
that.
no, I
finally,
like
Richard in snowy Scotland says, I can hold two pieces of meat at once. It's a bit of a rare treat. Well done.
You know, I once met a woman in Scotland who said she could hold two pieces of meat. at the
Oh,
same time.
Frank.
Well, it was going to be a cooking anecdote, but you've spoilt it now, as usual. Oh, my love, my darling, I hunger for your touch.
Absolute.
Radio.
Joey Tempest is in the studio.
I know.
Oh, man. Joey, it's great to have you on.
Thank you. Good to
we're
be
very-
here.
I'm going to give you a slight... I hope you're all right with this as a fanfare. There can't be many rock songs that have been done by orchestras and stuff like that.
No, I mean, it was London Symphony Orchestra did a version of that song, and there's been a lot of covers, a lot of weird covers, but anyway, you know, we love playing it live, and we have a good time with it. It was written for the show, written for the fans, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's an absolute classic, but I bet you must be sick of talking about it, so we're not going to go on about the
No,
final
it's
countdown.
all right. Let me put it this way. We don't have it in our cars, or we don't dance around at home to it, but we do love playing it live.
You mean it's not your ringtone?
No, it's not.
I can't believe if
But
I
it
was
is
Joey
yours.
Tempest, it would definitely be my... Not only would it be my ringtone, but I would have it fitted as my car horn.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually.
Yeah, so
now we're talking.
So you could... Well, you live in London, do you?
Yeah, yeah,
You could be
yeah, sure.
driving through London,
Yeah.
a small child could
Yeah,
run
yeah,
out in
yeah,
front
yeah.
of you chasing a football, and you could go...
Yeah. That's it. So forget about being anonymous. I mean, that would be sort of giving the game
You
away.
don't want to be anonymous. You're a rock star, Joey. You're supposed to be.
I like it. Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway.
I should say that Joey's in a leather catsuit this morning.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
Can I say also, Joey has the most fabulous hair we've ever had in the studio.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
really that
like
happy
yours,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Emily's
do you, Joey?
really
Thank
got,
you.
Emily's got her claws out about the hair. She's not happy with
Oh,
how
my
good your
God.
hair is.
Oh dear. Well, I have to say thank you. In the beginning, the reason, you know, the Final Countdown era and everything, the hair that Robert Plant was the reason I looked the way I looked. I wanted to look like him. I thought it was cool, and now it's more relaxed. I think my hair.
Definitely.
So how did Europe begin then?
We were suburbs outside Stockholm, cold and dark. Started writing music. We used to go to shows together. Used to see, you know, Rainbow, Queen, UFO, Lizzie together and dream and drink and have visions. We started rehearsing together.
Drink and have visions.
Yeah,
What
you
were you
know.
drinking?
Absent.
There was a lot of absinthe around that time. No, but, you know, we started rehearsing a lot and playing live, and I found this guitar player in John Norum that just blew my mind, and we started a band called Force, and we won a rock competition. The first prize was to record an album, so they couldn't stop us, really, because we had a few no's from record companies. We had
Okay.
long hair, and we sang in English, and we were only listening to British bands. We didn't listen to Swedish bands, so they turned us down. They were too scared to sign us. So by winning this contest, we got a chance to record an album, and that's when the fans started realizing, oh, we have a good band here. That was our first album. We were about 17, 18, 19 when we were recording that.
So when you see this battle between Rage Against the Machine, who represent rock music, and someone who won a contest to get famous, you must have torn loyalties there.
Not really. I really like Rage Against. I love that riff and I love the song. The reason we entered this competition was we didn't even know. I had a girlfriend at the time who sent the tape in, and she said, well, I've sent the tape into this competition. You have? All right, well, we're going to have to do it then. But the thing is, with us, we wrote our own music.
Yeah.
We played our own instruments, and we just went on to this rock competition a bit, you know.
Did she really send that? Because people always
Yeah, she
say,
did.
when
No,
people in
she
beauty contests always say yes, or a friend
No, I
sent
know,
my photo
it sounds a bit like I'm trying to get away from No, she did. But we didn't mind. I mean, we were doing our own thing, so we didn't mind being in a competition situation at that time, because we did everything ourselves. We just wanted to find our way out of Stockholm, you know, into the world. Our dream was to tour like Thin Lizzy. That was it, you know.
Yeah.
And then we came there. It was great.
How marvellous that.
Yeah.
I love it. Was it all that stuff, the tour bus carrying big speakers upstairs into little gigs and stuff
We
like
started all that in a small van. We had to carry our stuff. Actually, my dad was involved as well in carrying stuff. And we started small. But I think the world in England got the message a bit wrong, because Final Countdown was the only song people knew about, and we'd done 3 albums before that. So it's kind of we're a guitar-based band that done a lot of work, but sometimes people know us by one song, and you know, now we're working on that. We have a new album, and we're touring around the world, and you know, we just have to work at it.
We should talk about that. The album came out in September, didn't it? And that's called Last Look at Eden.
That's correct.
Why is it called that?
Well, actually, it was a week before the election in America, the last election. It was a bit of a bleak situation, I thought. And I thought, you know, the situation is this the last look at civilization we're looking at here? But the election went good in my view.
Okay.
So now it turned out to be a good rock song, but it was actually inspired by that. Last
It's
look at
deeply
Eden.
symbolic. It's like Adam and Eve looking back as they've
I know.
lost it all.
I
yeah.
know.
Oh.
More
Right enough. It's an absolute.
I
It's
saw
a
you
corker.
sing, by the way, on your show. Because you used to sing at as the credits roll.
That's right.
You sang Final Countdown one time.
I did.
With
Yes,
Did
Richard
you?
Gere.
I did. That's right.
You and Richard Gere
Me and
sang.
Richard
Oh,
Gere
it's
sang.
I thought it was
Extraordinary.
hilarious. I was in stitches watching
I'd
that.
completely forgotten about. I can't believe you were at home watching that.
I know, it was
Did he
great.
pay you the rights, Joey? I bet he did.
I'm sure he did.
Hark the herald angels sing.
Joey Tempest from Europe is is with us in the studio. Rock and roll. I'm doing the sign now with the fingers,
yeah.
but you can't tell. You can't tell. I mean. So, Joey, you're from Sweden, as
Yes.
you said. What's Christmas like in Sweden? Then is there all sort of special traditions you miss?
Well, in the beginning, I haven't lived there in a long time now, but in the beginning you started missing some things, obviously some foods and things from home, but there's I talked to my mum the other day. It's white Christmas there, a lot of snow.
Isn't it White Christmas there every year? I was imagining.
Not really,
Okay.
but if I think back to my childhood, I remember snow all the time. But I also remember when it snowed heavily, we always had to go to work and always had to go to school, and I'm so surprised when I'm here in England, you know.
Yes, let that be a lesson, Neil Francis, if you're listening. Yes, the previous DJ was snowed in.
Oh, right, okay.
In London. How did that happen?
I know. I had a good laugh when I saw these pictures people were sending into TV when it had snowed outside their house and things like that.
Yeah.
Is that snow? You call that snow? It's so funny, I'm telling
I
you.
like a bit of snow snobbery.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
you're going to risk anyway the British winter and go on. You're on tour in February.
Yes. We're going to start in Leeds on the 18th, and we're doing 9 dates in the UK. We're looking forward to that very much.
And you're doing Birmingham, my hometown.
We are, and we are expecting you there.
Yes, I should have. Well, I'll tell you something. Rock music, it never went away. You know, there was a slight
Yeah.
dip in the 80s when people didn't listen
Yeah.
to it so much. It never stopped in Birmingham. Birmingham has always
Yeah.
been a sort of heavy metal type of rock place.
I've noticed that out in England, maybe London, things happen so fast. You have trends come and go, but out in England, there's such classic rock fans and rock fans. It's amazing to tour out there.
It doesn't change that.
No, and you have local radio stations that play Whitesnake or whatever that Deep Purple. It's kind of amazing,
So what's on your rider? You know, on a contract, you have special demands.
Yeah, we
what
have-
are your special demands?
We have M&Ms, but only the brown ones.
That's not true, is it?
I wish that was
and
true.
then some absinthe and stuff like that. But normal things.
Yes. I was once on tour, and the Kinks were touring at the same time as
Yeah.
me, and their rider was lying around in the dressing room, and they had oxygen.
Actually,
You got that to look forward to, Joey.
some acts are actually requesting things like that again, like breathing in funny things backstage.
Yeah, I don't know if that's oxygen, but it's a lovely idea. So we're going to play your single soon, which I'm quite excited about.
Yeah, good.
And
Yeah,
it's one of those. It's a ballad, isn't it? It's one
Yeah,
of those ones where everyone's been covered in. They're standing there. They're covered in sweat. They've been jumping up and down for the last hour. You know this thing at a gig.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they just slow it down a little bit.
Well, we love those moments when we write albums and when we play live. It's great to bring it down, because the best thing about Bring It Down is that you got to go up again. So it's those songs really feel a purpose live.
And it's nice for the ladies like me, Joey.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to have a slow smoochie to this one. But I think we should get our lighters out.
Absolute
Radio.
So
Joey's left the building.
Yeah, Joey's gone now. He's lovely, wasn't he?
Oh, I loved him.
They're very nice, the Scandinavians, generally speaking. I don't know why that would be. I think it's all that, cold weather. They feel that they're victims of the elements. Do you think? Oh, sorry about that. Just talk amongst yourselves a bit. Ow!
Steptoes in again.
Yeah. Aaron!
You dirty old man.
So, I had a bit of one of my regular awkward moments of Christmas is I saw a mate last night. After we'd had lunch yesterday, I went and saw a mate, and he got my present out.
And you gave him yours.
No, I don't do presents anymore.
Oh, now you tell us.
What? No, I don't do presents. So,
What sort of an animal are you?
So hold on. So he got the thing, and he said, and I said, "Ooh, is that my present?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, well, I haven't got you anything." And he said, "Oh, it's fine." But he said it in a kind of a.
It so wasn't fine.
Yeah, I felt bad about it. But they've got to learn.
They've got to learn what? Oh,
Well-
It's a Wonderful Life over there.
No,
Why don't you do presents?
Well, last year, me and my girlfriend decided we weren't going to buy each other presents, right? So I thought, well, if I'm not going to buy my girlfriend presents, all bets are off. Right? I'm not going to get anyone else one. I don't want any. It's not like I'm asking for them.
Why did you decide that? Because you didn't want to buy any diamonds or jewellery?
I just think I'm better at choosing my stuff. Although she bought some lovely stuff. She did buy some really nice stuff. I don't want to go in out spending money on me, I'll get my own stuff.
You're better at choosing stuff. What, Calvin Classics from the market? That's what you buy yourself.
Exactly.
Sorry.
3 pack of that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
wait
just-
a minute. Sorry, wait a minute.
I find my nether
There's,
regions are happier in a cheap pant. Yes? Sorry?
What, Gareth?
There's 3 ghosts for you in reception.
Oh, Gareth.
Yeah, I think
buzzed
it's,
up.
we're all, it's a bit like my version of downloading Rage Against the Machine. You stop buying, we can basically destroy the economy between us. Then we can build a sort of agricultural society where we all live happy. And you say things like, I'll see you tonight, and when the sun is just over by the large oak tree, everything will be so much simpler. Hello?
I'm just stunned. I'm
no
stunned
idea what
into
you're saying.
silence.
Well, that makes a nice change, I must say. Why are you stunned into silence? Perhaps I can need you another bit from...
Oh, go on.
From Joe's Bazaar.
Need me another bit? Were you some sort of baker?
In case, yes, exactly. Hold on, let me just get... Oh, it's a lovely... What a nice bap. This is in today's Son. Joe McElderry, the X Factor winner, is editing.
He needs
the
no
piece.
introduction at this stage in the show.
Yeah, you don't
Well.
need to get the Sun now. Frank's read all of it to you.
Yeah. Joe's favourite Christmas song, It's Last Christmas by George Michael. Not We Wish You a Protein Christmas by The Fall. Can you believe that?
Loved by nanas everywhere.
George Michael, who he sang with in the final, Joe said, I'm getting emotional, as you can imagine. George sent some champagne and has invited me and
dear.
Cheryl for a meal. That will be
bet
a
he did.
power dinner. What does that mean, a power dinner?
They could recreate the terrible awkwardness they had on the show together.
Well, I'm sure they will. Can you imagine?
Who had awkwardness? What? I didn't
Joe
see it.
and-
I was at the
Joe
Comedy Awards, love. What happened?
I wasn't at the Comedy Awards.
I know you weren't.
Joe and George Michael, it was terrible.
What happened?
Every time George Michael reached out to touch him, Joe flinched away.
Oh,
No. And why is Robbie Williams there every week? Robbie Williams is like that student who leaves and then still goes to the student bar. Joey, you're not on X Factor this. Joey, Robbie, you're not on X Factor this week. Go home. No, I just sort of, just hang around, have a. No, you're not on it. Go. What's he doing? Has he got nowhere to go?
He
in
got the
evening?
words wrong as well. He got
he
the
started-
words
Oh,
wrong.
we didn't.
And we
He
had
did.
to watch the rest of it, both of them looking absolutely mortified.
I know, but
trying
that
to carry
was
on.
absolutely. I mean, he came in. It was his song as well, wasn't it? Was it
What
Angels?
words did he
It was
get? He
Angels.
didn't get the words
He
wrong
got
to
He didn't get it
Angels.
wrong. He came
And
in.
through it. No, what's next?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he came in just the middle bit, and then he had to
Oh,
stop
no.
and do it again. Oh, I can't.
Oh, I can't
tell.
wait to see that.
I can't. People say I watched Doctor Who from behind the sofa. Well, I watched the rest of that song from behind the sofa. It was. Yeah, and then he said, "Do you fancy going to the?" No, we have to go home. We go home to the. Oh dear, I was thinking I'd stay at the studio. Oh, what's that? What's happening?
Absolute.
Radio.
Joe apparently is stressed out.
Are you reading from the Sun again?
Well, he's worried what he's going to buy Cheryl Cole for. He says to buy his pal Cheryl Cole for Christmas. Yeah. Well, as soon as his next single goes at number 34, no higher, there'll be no phone calls from his pal Cheryl Cole.
Lucky she's not friends with you. She'd be getting nada.
Well, that'd be fair enough. What, Nada from Big Brother? I've been sent to Cheryl Cole's house. It's absolutely crazy. She wasn't expecting me. I was a terrible president. I mean, that'd be ridiculous.
I think I can sometimes look like her in a certain light.
Sometimes. So what are you guys doing for Christmas? That's what you have to ask this year, don't you? You have to see, this time of the year, you have to say to people, so what are you doing for Christmas?
You don't care, do you? You ask, but you don't really care.
No, I don't care, obviously. What are you doing for Christmas, Gareth?
We're staying at home because we just had a baby. Everyone's coming to us. So Laura's
Okay.
mum and dad are coming to stay nearby, and my mum and dad are
And
coming.
will you put it in a small manger?
What?
A small manger?
What are you talking about?
It's very unhygienic, mangers.
Yeah, because
Animals eat out of
It's
them.
basically, it's provender they're filled with. Maybe you could get a small manager. Maybe Kevin Keegan could cradle him in his arms. By the way, if you're going to watch the Strictly Come Dancing thing tonight, don't vote for Chris Hollins. I've met him and he's a...
Frank?
What? I didn't say anything. I didn't like him.
Why not? What did he do to
Well,
you?
I can't go into details. I just didn't
Offered to
like
buy
him.
you a Christmas
you've
present,
only got to
perhaps?
look at him. He represents everything that's gone wrong with this country.
Justin has texted in. Morning team, my beloved reckons I can never get through to the show. Her name is Emma Filson. I love her. Justin.
That's beautiful.
I thought I'd change the tone.
The coincidence is that I also love Emma Filson. And she said to me she just had like a busy job and she had to work nights, and so we could only meet a couple of times a week. And now I'm thinking, well, it's not unusual, it's not that name you hear every day of the week, is it?
I think I might know her as well.
Oh, what, you as well? That would account for her omnichord ringtone. she's got. Anyway, look, we love you all.
We
and
really do.
Do have a lovely Christmas. We're back on Boxing Day at 10 o'clock.
Have a
on
lovely
Boxing Day.
Christmas.
Yeah, neither of us are having an affair with Emma Filson.
No.
I am.
Is that our,
Ho, ho,
is that our
ho.
new jingle? And
That can be one of our lines.
listen, I'm doing a plug.
Sorry.
We're on at 10 o'clock on Boxing Day, so don't set your alarms early, and then because we're on at 10 o'clock. But we very much look forward to that. We love you, and
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, and good day to you.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.